Jason Verrett, a bargain for the 49ers. Do you agree? What do you think?
Massive. I don't. The big thing is I don't know what his market was because we've talked about it. He is 30 plus, and he does have a lot of injuries behind him. I think the big thing with Verrett is that his play last year definitely did not warrant $5.5 million with possibly up to $6.5 million. He played like a $10 to $12 million cornerback. I think we can all agree about that. He played phenomenal. Yeah. I think the big thing is that if he's healthy and he plays just like how he played last year, absolutely it's a bargain. And he's probably going to go sign a pretty large contract somewhere else or with the Niners. But I still think that his body is a question mark. So it's tough to just sit here and say like, well, this is just. I think it's still a great move for the Niners, but I do think that his body being a question mark does. I think that's the reason he didn't get the huge contract this offseason and why he ultimately chose to come back to the Niners so quickly.
Yeah, I think it was actually a good deal for both sides. I think if I were the Niners, would have given him a multi-year deal had it been all conditional. And I think from Verrett's perspective, why agree to that?
Wanted that.
Yeah, why agree to that? Instead of locking yourself into some deal that's paying you as a an injury liability, go back, prove it again, do a 1-year deal, bet on yourself, and see if you can get more down the line. Because they're going to cut you anyway if you get hurt. Like, what's the big deal? So I think it's a good deal for Verrett. It's a good deal for the Niners. He gets a little extra money if he's a Pro Bowler, as he freaking should. Because even if he is a Pro Bowler, it's $6.5 million or something.
Yeah, he's a giant bargain. He's a giant bargain. Yeah.
Now, if he gets hurt in training camp, as he has many times, and you miss him for the entire year, you are out $5 million or whatever, and that hurts. But
it's worth the risk.
It's worth the risk.
It's because he played way too well last year. He played way too well.
Yeah, he transformed the defense, and if you let him go, you're not going to get someone who's as good as him. If you do, you're going to be paying through the nose, either in the draft or in free agency. So
they weren't going to get anybody this good at this price. No
question. Casey Cole says, I know Fred is under contract, but he needs to be the priority now. First team All-Pro, improves every year, always available, only 24, pay the man. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Thank you, Casey. We will talk about that in a minute. Kerry says, WFT popping them Heineke's. Ha! Love it. Real quick, I just want to hit you if you did this. Jared says the Texans are making lots of moves. Are any of these moves an indication of whether or not Watson stays? I'm going to talk about that later, too, when we talk about Warner. Do you have any things you want to talk about here?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with Watson. I think they're just making moves because they need to make moves to improve their football team. They don't have a good team, and they don't have a lot of assets or wiggle room to really make moves.
But I do think they're going to move Watson. I disagree with this year. We're going to talk about it later. Martin says, I'm so glad they signed an edge rusher. Mean they won't draft one round one, I hope. What do you think?
I think that they look. I don't think there's a edge rusher valuable enough to be taken at 12 in this draft to begin with. And the one thing with the Watson thing is, I'm not saying I don't think he will be moved. I just think that the moves the Texans have made have the move the Texans have made have zero correlation with the Watson situation.
That's a good answer. Okay, we're gonna get back to our regularly scheduled program.
Real quick, one more here.
We do. What was it?
I think so.
Oh, we do a new one. Hold on.
Top 3 free agent fits available from Raymond Martinez.
Oh, sorry. What do you think? Top 3 free agent fits. It seems like Ebukam was one.
I mean, Ebukam.
Trubisky.
I wasn't even considering Ebukam. I think it's their own guys. For me, the top 3 were. It started with Trent Williams and Jason Verrett, and they're 1 for 2. I think once they get Trent Williams done, I think we can all breathe easier because to me that's like in its own tier of how important that is.
Real quick, Chris Royal says our signings so far haven't made us better, but with our players being healthy going into next year, will make us better by far. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's where the improvement needs to come. The health. That's part of it.
Yeah.